So my initial response to this movie is Hugh Jackman in every stage of facial hair growth. Genius! Perfect idea. Awesome. Honestly, what you get in this movie is just all these variations of Hugh Jackman. We see him as a conquistador with a British accent. We see him as a bald, Buddha-ish Mayan figure. We see him as the, absent-minded doctor, as the loving husband, as the husband who's kind of a jerk. So, this movie's really just the Hugh Jackman show and, all the different things that he can do, which is awesome because he's an amazing actor. He really is. And especially in the bathtub scene. Oh, that was so good. First time that I saw this movie, I was on a blind date as a freshman in college. And so you can imagine this movie, for that purpose, just sucked on so many levels. So I was a little bit nervous about seeing it again because my first experience with it was just so awful. But I have to say that it kind of redeemed itself to me. And it was one scene after the other of this fantastic, crazy thing. Who could think of this giant tree over a, mirror pool that's suspended in midair, and this man has all these tattoos, and here comes Hugh Jackman with a beard, and he's all of a sudden becoming a part of the tree, and then just a second later from that, he's actually this bald guy who finds his own wedding ring in the roots of this tree, in the moss. My favorite part was probably the part wherever he was tattooing his ring on his finger. That was sweet. It was really sweet. And so horribly sad. I watched this movie alone with him. Personally, I just really love whatever that lady's name is who plays the woman. Well, whatever her name is, I can't remember, but she was wonderful in the movie. Just wonderful. Half the movie is gold. The movie is lit by gold light for basically the entire movie. White. It's white in some scenes where there's snow, but the rest of the time it's this amber, dark, or bright gold color, which is fine, but that's really monotonous for a movie. It reminds me of Ice Age. Honestly, it's one of those kinds of movies where you really want to like it. You want to be smart enough to get all of the cultural and historical and artistic references, but when it comes right down to it, it's kind of slow and kind of boring, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch, and I obviously think it's worth watching a second time. So I would recommend it. I would say that it's one of those movies that you should at least see one time, if not two.